Hello everybody and welcome to Monumental. My name is Elliott Morgan and this is the show where we come up with the Mount Rushmore, aka the top 4 of a particular category. And today we are going over the top sequels. That's what I'm bringing.
Oh, you have no soul.
Not the beast! 90s sitcoms, Nicolas Cage movies, Disney villains. And joining us today from youtube.com/Timothy, we have Timothy Delaghetto.
Oh, hello, is this my camera? Namaste. Thank you for having me here. Good to be here.
And from youtube.com/GoldenTusk, we have Andy Goldenberg.
Thank you.
Hey, if you guys go to youtube.com/Timothy right now, you can see the video he posted with his parents in it that will make you cry.
Oh yeah, you'll totally cry. I think I'd be mad at you if you didn't cry.
Yeah, no, well, I would just be confused if somebody didn't cry. I'd be like, what, are you okay? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the top 8 contenders for best sequels ever, and then together, we're gonna whittle it down to the Mount Rushmore, okay? So here's what we have. Terminator 2, Godfather 2, Empire Strikes Back, Toy Story 3, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, The Dark Knight, and Back to the Future 2. All right, so what do you guys think about the list?
Good movies.
That's a good list.
That's a
Really
pretty
good, right?
good list.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no Home Alone 2,
Right?
which
There's
I
no
noticed.
Ghostbusters 2.
Ooh, good one, good
There's
one.
no Sister Act 2, which I'm a little disappointed at.
That's a really good sequel.
It's such a good movie.
What do you guys think about the ones that are like, we throw in a 2, but there's very clearly like a crappy 3? Like for example, Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
I'm not saying Return of the Jedi is crappy, I'm just saying comparatively Empire Strikes Back is like 1,000 times better.
I love Return of the Jedi.
Yeah?
I am a huge fan of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Do you have,
we
like, a
waited
stuffed
16
Ewok?
years. Return of the Jedi, it took 16 years for all the fanboys to be like, we need more Star Wars, to get more Star Wars.
But in Empire Strikes Back, you have the iconic, you know, I'm your daddy.
I am your father.
What about thoughts on Terminator 2?
Terminator 2, I think that's like guaranteed is like on the
Yes,
list.
yeah, for
I
sure.
guess. It's one of the ones too, yeah, where it's like, it's a sequel, but it just completely sets the tone for the entire
Yeah, I think one of the main things about like picking the top sequels are like which ones just kind of stand alone too. You know what I'm saying?
agree.
Like you can just watch them by themselves.
What about for like the Harry Potter franchise when there's like 19 movies in it?
Well, here's the thing, I haven't seen any of them.
No!
Because, let me tell you why though, I wasn't interested until around the 3rd one, and then I thought, if I
choice.
watch one now, I gotta watch them all, and I was like, I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them.
think so too.
You know, so I was like, I'd rather just kind of be oblivious.
Turn to page 394.
You guys think Terminator and Empire Strikes Back for sure on Mount Rushmore?
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that too.
cool
Yeah,
with
those
that?
would be my top 2,
All
I
right.
think.
And as far as losing, what do you guys think about getting rid of Azkaban and...
I feel like you gotta get rid of Back to the Future 2.
What?
I know, and it's horrible, but Back to the Future 1 was an incredible movie, and Back
Yeah.
to the Future 2 didn't make Back to the Future 1 better.
But you know we got hoverboards out of it.
Oh, of course.
And-
Michael J. Fox plays his sister in it.
You're right. That
And
is
his whole
really
family.
Weird. It is
It's
super
really
campy.
weird.
Dad, telephone, it's needles.
Dad, it's for you.
All right, well, take down the den.
It's a little dumber than people give it credit for.
Oh, but it was so good.
It was great.
And it's
Oh,
dated.
wow.
You got like the "you're fired" on like.
Well, here's the thing about Back to the
They're
Future.
faxing. Yeah, that's the future.
Back to the Future gave an impossible standard for the actual
Totally.
future because
Right.
everybody right now is like, well, we should have hoverboards.
Yeah, I know.
Shark still looks fake.
So based off that conversation, going on Mount Rushmore is Terminator 2 and The Empire Strikes Back. Not going on Mount Rushmore, unfortunately, is Back to the Future 2. Also not going is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. All right, so moving on to round 2, the debate round. We happen to have 2 best film winners in our list of contenders. We have Godfather 2, and we also have Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. So Tim is gonna debate Lord of the Rings, Return of the King for 10 seconds and why that movie should be on Mount Rushmore. Then Andy is gonna debate why Godfather 2 should be on the Mount Rushmore of sequels. All right, Tim, we're gonna start with you. 10 seconds on the clock, go.
Okay, first of all, it's about little dudes and hobbits, so I rep hobbit life all day. There's like Smeagol's crazy, there's a big spider, spiders are dope, movie wraps everything together, and... Okay.
That was really good though. You nailed it. Thanks. That was solid. All right, 10 seconds on the clock. Andy, think about everything you love, Godfather 2, and go!
I don't need 10 seconds. I think we can all agree that critics are never wrong, and they say that Godfather Part 2 is the best sequel of all time. Not to mention Godfather Part 1 and Part 2 both won Academy Awards. Boom! And Al Pacino.
Oh, you got Al Pacino in there.
I did. I didn't say Robert De Niro, but.
Cool. All right. Well, the way we decide the winner of this category is I just like pick whoever I like more. So I happen to like Godfather 2 more. So that's who wins. But you can, I mean, nobody can be upset about that. I think we're all more upset about losing Back to the Future 2 than we are about gaining Godfather.
Part of our childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, going on the Mount Rushmore of sequels is Godfather 2. Not going on the Mount Rushmore of sequels is Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Sorry, Your Highness.
Traitors.
All right, guys, so we have one last spot on the Mount Rushmore of sequels. It's come down to 2 amazing movies. We have Toy Story 3 as well as The Dark Knight. 2 wonderful films. One will make you cry, and the other is Toy Story 3. No, one will make you cry, and the other has Heath Ledger as the Joker, which is probably the best interpretation of Joker maybe ever.
I feel like both are really like classics, you know, and the really good villains too, like the Big Purple Bear and the Joker.
We definitely lose a lot of geek cred if we don't go with Dark Knight.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, is making sure we're up to date on our geek cred.
But then I feel like we grew up on Toy Story, you know what I'm
totally.
saying?
I think that it will tell what kind of person you are, what you choose. Like, I feel like if you say Toy Story 3, and it's like, that's for more of like a sentimental person who like, you know, is more connected with their childhood. Whereas Dark Knight, same thing, basically.
I gotta say, we don't have any animated films on this. The whole trilogy of Toy Story wraps itself up in a nice bow from beginning to end, as does the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, but Dark Knight Rises, not as good as Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're basically gonna take this down to a vote, all right? It's totally objective, not like that debate stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count to 3, and we're gonna say whatever movie we think should go on the Mount Rushmore of sequels, and whichever one wins, wins, and the other one doesn't, forever and ever. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Dark Knight.
I really had hopes for you guys.
You have to say it because you're Andy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. I just got the feeling that you guys were sentimental people.
I am. People are complex, bro.
So on the Mount Rushmore of best sequels of all time, we have Terminator 2, Empire Strikes Back, Godfather 2, and The Dark Knight, of course. All right, well, I want to thank Timothy and Andy for joining me today. This is fantastic. And where can people find you guys if they want to find you?
YouTube.com/Timothy, and you can watch me on Wildin' Out, MTV2, every Wednesday.
Perfect.
You can find me at youtube.com/GoldenTusk and in my zombie web series Bad Timing, where we're coming up on season 2.
Ooh, very exciting. And in the comments below, let us know if you think we messed up at all on the Mount Rushmore of sequels. What would your Mount Rushmore of sequels be? Also, let us know what we should debate next time on the next episode of Monumental. I'm Elliott Morgan. Thanks. Bye. Here's the thing about being a sequel, Batman Begins ends with a little Joker card, right? And so for years, everybody was like, who's gonna play the Joker? Who's gonna play the Joker? Then we found out it was Heath Ledger. Everybody was like, no, it's not Heath Ledger. That's a terrible idea. Then it turned out to be amazing.
And it was just so intense. Like he's blowing up hospitals, like
boats.
Yeah.
There's the whole last third of the movie, he's got 2 boats full of people, which everybody forgets about.